we all know the big winner of the trade deadline, the Washington Commanders, who
Yes.
I have said have a good chance to win the NFC, have now added a huge piece in Marshawn Lattimore, big time corner for the New Orleans Saints, and the Saints, they've punted on the season at this point. I mean, they're basically out of the playoffs, not mathematically, but we all know, I mean, if you go back to our first couple shows, we are saying, wow, the Saints are a potential real team. And now they're trading their best player away to the Washington Commanders, who are
It just went downhill. It went
all fired
downhill.
up with Jaden Daniels and these Washington Commanders. Someone who, I mean, when you look at the draft, I was wrong on Jaden Daniels. This guy's a star. This guy is a dog at the end of
He's
the day. He
amazing.
is awesome. I was wrong on CJ Stroud last year. I was wrong on Jaden Daniels this year. So maybe my quarterback take should not be respected anymore. I think I'm done. I think I'm
It
done with my
happens. It
quarterback. So,
happens.
yeah, I mean, well, I don't like any of the quarterbacks in this class. So knowing my quarterback luck, we've got 6 superstars coming out of this draft class at this point. So the Washington Commanders, we have to talk about them. Interesting how we're talking about Washington right after the election talk, but that's just me. I didn't even plan
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Washington, D.C., their Commanders, the DMV, Virginia area, everything. They've got a great football team, Joel. At the moment, I think they should be the favorites to win the NFC if they're not already. Obviously, Detroit's right there, and they just added Zadarius Smith as well. It was an interesting trade deadline, but again, the Washington Commanders came out and got a star corner, adding to a pretty solid secondary as well in Washington, but they needed that star. So,
Yeah.
your thoughts on that move, the Commanders, everything about this squad down in DC?
Yeah, Washington came out of left field, you know. It's funny, like in the beginning of the year, I kind of was like looking at the predictions of like how I thought each team was gonna do, and I said, "Oh, max, they're probably gonna get like 6 wins,
Yeah.
7 wins, maybe something like that." And yeah, they're definitely gonna surpass that now. And yeah, like you said, Jaden Daniels. Okay, I think we kind of knew, oh, this guy's gonna be good. I don't think anybody thought he was gonna be this good, this fast.
Right.
I don't think anybody viewed that happening anytime soon. And yeah, I mean, Jaden Daniels, one of the things that I saw was, can you elevate this team? And my God, like the thing is, when you look at Washington in the offseason and where they were at, they didn't really make that many big moves. They signed a lot of guys who were like at the back end of their career, like Bobby Wagner, they and Austin Eckler. They signed a bunch of these dudes that's just like, okay, like man, like I guess this is where the washed players are going to Washington. That's where they're gonna go. And they bring in Jaden Daniels, and then all of a sudden, it's like all of these players that they brought in, and all the players that they did have, all of a sudden, they were like rejuvenated, to I guess get the word right. Jaden Daniels by far has been probably the best rookie quarterback that I've ever seen. I'm not
Yeah.
even messing around with you. He has been he took a team that was very bad, okay? Very bad. The Washington Commanders, and not to mention what they had to go through with the ownership.
Right.
And last year, or this past offseason, I should say, they were in contention to sign Ben Johnson as their head coach. And Ben Johnson did not take the job. The reason why he didn't take the job, and I'm paraphrasing here, was basically that Washington was filled with a bunch of basketball guys, and he didn't believe that the Washington Commanders were really taking anything seriously. That it's just like it is what it is, and he just didn't like the vibes that Washington got. Washington was a team that players were like actively trying to trade out of. If you went to Washington, your career was over. Now the script has flipped, and people want to go to Washington strictly because of Jaden Daniels. It is nobody like listen. They got some good players. They want to go to play with Jaden Daniels. That's why they want to play there.
Yeah.
And like you said, I think by far they're winning the NFC East, and I think they're gonna, I think they'll make it to the divisional round of the playoffs. And from that point on, who knows? I think Detroit is a huge contender in the NFC, but Washington's looking really good right now. And yeah, some of us may have to reevaluate how we view quarterbacks, because I'm kind of right there with you, where it's like I like Jaden Daniels. I never thought he was gonna be this good though. Never saw that happening.
there were some people that really did love Jaden Daniels and thought he was going to be a star, but I don't even think those people thought he'd be this good in year one. He's got a ton of experience. He played a long time. He won the Heisman for crying out loud. We kind of ignored that. Even in the draft, I think we kind of ignored the Heisman because we've seen so many Heisman busts at this point
Right.
that the award has kind of lost its as the Gen A kids say, aura. It's kind of lost it. So we kind of didn't think about that. We didn't think about his great season. We were worried about how he put his body on the line. We were worried about how he was as a scrambler, his accuracy. We were worried about all these things that we just didn't. We kind of ignored the he nice meter, and he just. He reads defenses so well. He has such a great understanding of the game too. But he is just a star. That's really when you say the word star, Jaden Daniels is the definition of a star. He's got the personality, he's got the fire, he's got the flair, he's got everything. So yeah, these Commanders, I think they are primed to potentially win the NFC if they get a home playoff game in the divisional round, wild card, whatever it is. They get a couple home playoff games. This franchise is getting turned around, and we'll see in the offseason if how many guys do want to play with Jaden Daniels because
One,
I've never seen, especially at the trade deadline, I've never seen guys on other teams basically say, "Hey, I want to go play for that rookie quarterback on this team that's hot right now. That's where I want to go." Even when the Colts got Andrew Luck, I think Andrew Luck is a better rookie quarterback than Jaden was, but when the Colts got Andrew Luck, all these guys, rookie quarterbacks, everything, you've never seen people want to jump ship, want to get on the wagon
mm,
because I think they realize how great this guy is going to be and currently is. It's interesting. They got a great defense. Austin Eckler has really looked solid.
yeah.
Terry McLaurin, new life. They might need another receiver, but they look awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
they are a fun team to watch, which I never thought I would say about the Washington Commanders. They
yes,
are a very fun team to watch.
yes, and they have also stamped the fact that we now have to deal with the Commander name. If you have a season this good, they're not going to change the name now. You can't. We're stuck.
Nah,
We're never going back to Washington football team.
that is funny how like even after the change of commanders, they were like, okay, we may not need to change this name because of how
Yeah,
bad the backlash was. And now it's like, well, now hold on a second. Now this is kind of like a brand, and you're building that
right.
brand with Jaden Daniels, and it's like, well, now because you see I think I don't know how updated it is, but he was like the number one selling jersey in the NFL,
Yeah,
a Washington Commanders
Washington.
jersey.
Not a
Was it?
huge market when it comes to the rest of the league either.
Like I'm a
Um,
Giants fan, and I'm like, man, I would love to get like you know that black and yellow Commanders
yeah.
jersey.
Oh yeah.
That is crazy cool. I like that. It's a
It's
cool jersey.
it's
I'm like,
going triple platinum in the DMV right now. That number
I would
5.
love to get that
Yeah,
jersey right there.
it's cool. He's just so much fun to watch. He's so cool to follow. It's been awesome. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Break Panel Sports, and we are here in the beautiful backyard of our friend Jeff. But I'm John.
And I'm Joel. Make sure to look for more on our Spotify and YouTube. We'll see you next time.